Let in a little joy,
Let in a little joy,
let in a little light.
let in a little light.
Every little thing gonna be alright. On Sunday nights, what's the best that could happen? Clear the room with dance and let in a little joy. Let in a little light. On Sunday night, Good evening, beautiful souls. Welcome to another Sunday night with Bliss, Troubadours of Divine Bliss here with you. This is Renee, and
I know you got it backwards. This is Renee, and this is.
oh my
Who
God.
are you?
But where I end, you begin.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
true. There's a reason that down in New Orleans they called us Renee Me.
that was our movie star name.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah, movie star
Brangela
couple name, yeah.
and Benifer. We were Renee Me.
Wow, we're in good company, aren't we?
I know.
My goodness. Well, I hope that you come up with a movie star name for yourself this evening and every evening, because you're always on an exciting adventure called life, and you are the star of your movie. And you actually get to write the script, direct the script, and you can set the location of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You get to pick your wardrobe. You get to pick your co-stars.
Yeah,
It's
you get a
pretty fun.
choice about a lot of things in this life, don't you?
Yeah.
Not everything.
Not everything.
Not everything.
Like what we're going through now.
On multiple levels. So what we're going through with this new Delta variant of COVID that is just, it's not new, but it's new here in the States. And what we're going through with
The
climate
climate
catastrophe and all the consequences of that. And so tonight
Separation from our family and friends, and a shifting of our work or our purpose, our passion. Everything is just up in the air, and it's kind of been that way for a year and a half, and really feeling that.
And so we're feeling it, and we'll be honest, you know, we had our times individually this week, didn't we? And collectively, where we just had to have a cry and release some of it. And we've been talking to some of you, and we know that things are heavy on your hearts with carrying all of this and even beginning to think of walking through more. And so tonight we've put some intention from our hearts into the show to try to walk with you, right by your side, to walk through this. There's no better word for it than grieving, collective grieving that we're going through.
It's so important to allow yourself time to just stop and process what you're experiencing and what you're feeling, because otherwise you can just shut down and harden around that shell, and then you can lose touch of your emotions and how you feel, and then it becomes about something else. The grief transforms into irritation or anger or separation on other levels, as opposed to addressing the initial sadness and grief that your whole soul wants to feel and process. Doesn't mean you have to stay there or get stuck there, but you will get stuck if you don't let it pass through you. If you just hold on to it, then it's just going to stay there. But tonight we want to encourage you to let yourself be as raw and real and as vulnerable as you can, so that together tonight we can go through 5 stages of grief. I don't know who declared the 5 stages.
Probably people who've walked through grief, you know, because they seem,
yeah, right.
you know, I went through, and I think I've always said, you know, since going through the grief of losing my dad, my puppy, I've always said that you don't necessarily get over it, but you get through it, and that you absolutely have got to do something with the emotions and releasing them in order to let in joy and light. You've got to do that. And so, as Amy said, we're going to take you through. We've chosen songs for each stage, and the first one is denial. And, you know, there's a lot of denying going on out there right now, isn't there?
There really is, and it's hard to even know what the truth is, and so we actually have to be active and responsible digesters of information so that we can filter through what is the truth and that we can face it head on so that we can get through it, because if we don't, then we're just going to be lost and muddied. So we need to know what our path is so we can find our way through it. And just denying that there is a problem or denying reality that we're facing is not going to help us work through it to create solutions to help ourselves deal with it emotionally and spiritually. So the first song we're going to sing tonight is it's called Standin, and it's about being on your mountain, right? It's about being isolated. It's about being separated out from the rest of society. But we can't stay in that place anymore because we find how we're all connected. And what really is happening in this world is something that we need to face head on with courage. So we just want to encourage you during this song to find ways that you can face reality of what's happening and face it with a peace and with a resolve and with a love and with hope and with great courage, because denial it's not just a river in Egypt, right?
Right.
It's something that can be crippling to us and to our...
Well, it is crippling.
It is, yeah.
It is crippling, because when we stay up on the mountain or we stay out of reality and we're not really looking at what our fellow being is walking through, you know, and how each action that we take affects each other living thing, you know, it causes major consequences. And that's what we're living through right now, is the major consequences of people being in denial. So let's be the brave ones that stand up.
Let it grow. Sometimes love can be like a stream. Let it flow in peace. Sometimes feel around me. There's no peace here for you or me. There is peace. There is peace. There is peace here for you and me. All your life, there's no road that I can't. Road to go, float up on me. Trust that road that lead me to the light now, to the right now. Get on the mountain top is where I wanna go. Leave my trouble down below. Gonna leave my trouble. Gonna leave my trouble. Gonna leave my trouble down below. On the mountain, that's where I want to go on. I just can't rest on the mountain top when there's trouble down here below. Free, free, free my people. Let my people go free. Free my people. Let my people go. No more teardrops. No more teardrops. No more teardrops. No more, no more. No more teardrops. No more teardrops. no more, no more. Just can't rest on the mountain top for the sounds of the crying I hear. You can hear it in New Orleans, hear it down in Beirut. You can see it in the faces with so little left to do. I do believe I felt it when you said so. Hey, what's new? Waiting for the answer isn't. Trouble down here, trouble down here, trouble down here below. Trouble down here below.
So the answer's in you, the answer's in me, the answer is in you. And, you know, this time calls for us more than any of in my lifetime, has ever called for me to look and make sure that I'm not in denial anywhere, that I'm paying attention to what I can do to make a difference, to help everyone survive this pandemic, to try to help turn around climate change. You know, there's things that we can look at in our lives and make sure we're not denying things within ourselves and in our actions out there in the world that are contributing in any way to the continuation of these things.
Racism,
Right.
Homophobia, there's just sexism. There's so many different things that have been overlooked for so long, and it's up to us to see them, to heal them. And so that's on a big scale, but also there's trouble down here below. It's important for us to not deny when we're sad or we feel overwhelmed, because we need to be able to feel these things. It's a part of being human, and you're not alone. And we're here to grieve with you tonight and to feel it all.
And can we say, if you're feeling sad with all of this, we're so sorry that you feel sad, and our hearts are with you and for you, and we are going to walk this with you. And like Amy said, you are not alone. I just want you to know that we really do care about your hearts so much.
We're going to take a short little screen break and come back with the next stage of grief, which is anger. So
It's important to let it all out, isn't it?
There's a lot of frustration and a lot of anger that's surfacing right now, and it's a legitimate feeling. So let's let it out, and let's let's express it and hold it together. I'll be right back. Well, so the next stage of grief is anger, and I know a lot of people are feeling frustrated for people not thinking of others and thinking of others' health. I know a lot of people are frustrated and feeling that their freedoms are being restricted. A lot of people are feeling anger at the police brutality, feeling anger that voting rights and democracy is being threatened, feeling anger they can't have their lives back like they were. Just a lot of frustration and anger at fellow human beings. I saw a pretty apropos meme this week. You can't curse humanity and bless them at the same time. But you can have your feelings and then move through them on to a better holistic picture of who people are. But for right now, we're just going to let ourselves have our feelings.
Well, it's natural,
anger.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to feel that and let it be a launching pad. It's not a place to stay, but it's a
Right.
launching pad. You know, it
Yeah.
can help move you forward to actually let these feelings surface and let them out.
Yeah. And this one was a special request from Miss Rachel Elrod. Hitzer, I don't know, she kept Elrod, didn't she? For Rachel and Joe, this one's for you. This is a Sid Straw song. And we met Sid early on, as a matter of fact.
Well, we were baby troubadours. We
Yeah.
maybe had like 5 songs that we did, and we had a gig actually.
Yeah, it was Missouri or somewhere.
Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah. And Sid Straw is kind of a cult singer-songwriter with a cult following. She's not a cult, but amazing. And this song was featured on the Party of Five soundtrack. And she was recording this song when she came to our show.
When she invited us the next day, didn't she, to come and listen to her record the song, which was amazing.
And there was a line in the song that she'd forgotten about until she saw our show. And let's see if you can figure out which verse it is. And this is People of Earth from the Party of Five soundtrack by Sid Straw. And we send it out to all of us POEs, people of Earth. Let's get it together, shall we? People of Earth, sometimes you really get me down. People of Earth, sometimes it's just astonishing. People of Earth, sometimes you really get me down. Hey, you at the bar, what'd you pay good money for? You're the bar, what'd you even come here for? You'll never know the kind of a show you miss. Hey, you in the blue van, why'd you steal my parking place? Know that you saw me waiting for impatiently. Now what did you do? Go forget the golden rule. Please don't put me down. Please don't put me down. Does it make you feel big to belittle me? Please don't put me down. Don't kill me for my sneakers. Find some shoes of your own. Don't abuse our teachers. We can learn this on our own. People, you know, we've really nature to sit and watch you bleed, bleed, bleed. Please don't put me down. Please don't let me down. Be the first one on your block, walk the walk and talk the talk. Please don't let me down. What about the oceans? I'm afraid to eat the fish, bet they're scared to live there. Look, it's glowing in my dish. What the aquatic world ever do to deserve all of this? When I picture the world, I picture one better than this. Why do we keep fighting, baby? Together we could live in bliss. People of Earth, I really love you, and never would I put myself above you. People of Earth, 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 I really love you. I really love you. I am one of
We're all in this together, aren't we?
That's right. That's right. And, you know, the third stage of grief is bargaining. So we try to negotiate our way out of the pain, out of the suffering. And there are no what ifs. There's only, what is there?
Well, we do ask, what if this would have happened, or what if this would have unfolded in a different way? I mean, we do ask those questions at this stage, I guess, and when we're trying to work out, you know, a deal, I guess, you know, but it's really like a loop, because it's already in motion, it's already happened or happening, and that is just going to keep us in a loop and keep us stuck in our grief, you know. So we've got,
Yeah, like, what if people weren't this way? What if this pandemic wasn't happening? What if I, you know, promised to walk only, you know, 2 steps and then skip a step, and then walk 2 steps and skip a step? Could I take the pandemic away? Would that be great?
I'm trying to think if I could even remember those steps.
If I did the hokey pokey,
yeah,
and turn
maybe.
myself around, would that be what it's all about? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. Well, all we know is the reality that we're living in, you know, and there's no way to bargain your way out of it. You know, we have to just sit with it and be with it. And when we stop ourselves from moving forward, we get stuck in those what ifs. This wasn't, what if, and
those are hypothetical questions, and they really will just keep us looping. And you know, it's part of it, but it's good to understand these stages as we're going through this. And if you catch yourself like, yeah, I'm thinking this thought, I keep thinking this thought, and I'm stuck here, and I'm actually not being present in the moment, I'm not experiencing this person that's here with me, or I'm not experiencing what's right out my front door, you know, I'm stuck right here in this thought. And sometimes we just have to pivot and shift so that we can get ourselves out of the loop and continue putting motion in our emotion. We've, you know, that word is in the word emotion, and we've got to keep in motion or we get stuck. And that's not doing us any good, and it's not doing the world any good. Yes, we have to feel these feelings. We are grieving. We're all grieving. It's a collective grieving. But we've got to, bolster and do what we can, don't we?
Well, I find myself asking, my God, what if people could shift? Or what if we hadn't, invested so heavily in fossil fuels and we'd been doing green energy since Jimmy Carter had solar panels on the White House? Or, what if, if we could move past all of this subjugation of other people in order to feel better about ourselves? What if people were different? What if they could stop being so hateful and selfish? What if? And it doesn't do any good because it's not dealing with the reality of where we are. And I can be sad about where we are and how things are the way they are. And I am. And I sit with it and I let myself cry about it and feel it. And then I move forward into how I can help shift it, because it is the way it is.
Well, and that's where going from a what-if question to the difference of having a vision for how you think the world could be, or how we could all be together here more peacefully and in greater health and more love. So, we'll put energy into the vision instead of the going backwards, But
Wishing things to be different.
It's an important question. So we chose a song called What If?
What if we die young? change we never stand. This is stopping at the edge of the cliff. What if?
When we were singing that song and we were talking about the walls we come up against, I had immediately flash in my mind the time that we were in a maze in England with your mom, and how we couldn't find our way out, and we kept running against wall, against wall, against wall. And some people who had climbed on top of the wall started directing us on how to, get out of it. And so I guess what I want to say to you is, when we are grieving, when we're down, when we're hurting like this, look for the people that lift you up, the people on the wall who are saying, go this way, that it's that way, you can be free this way, you can find your healing this way, and it's important because you need those people, you need those inspirations to help get you out of, when you keep running into the wall like that and you're lost in a maze and in a daze, you need a way out.
And if you can't find those people, or you feel like you don't know how to approach those people, or it's too vulnerable for you, close your eyes and look inside yourself for the way shower. Look inside yourself, and maybe you'll be able to knock that wall down on your own. And when you feel like you've lost everything is when you find out who you are and what you're made of. This is part of a song that we're working on. I just want to sing the chorus of it right now because it's a bridge from the bargaining to the next stage, which is depression. When you feel completely lost, when everything is upended, like as it has been, everything that's familiar, your familiar routine, your familiar activities, and your familiar sources of pleasure or peace are taken from you, then you are stripped and left with nothing but yourself. And so you find out what's inside of you that wants to be healed, and you also find out inside of you what great strength and strengths that you hold and that you carry. When it all falls apart, 'cause there's nothing left to hold on to, it's in the letting go that you find what you are made of, that you find what you are. When it all falls apart, 'cause there's nothing left to hold on to, it's in the letting go that you find what you are made of. There you find what you are.
We see who you are. We're here with you and we're here for you and care so much about your heart. We're going to meet you over here at the piano and reach in and reach out a little more, and we'll be right back. So the fourth stage of grief is depression. Many people are feeling depression now, have felt depression for a long time. I know that when I went through a time in my life when I was depressed, I had this miracle happen of this song and the beginning of making a proclamation that it is well. It wasn't well, but as I made that proclamation, I became well. And we pray for you, wellness, and ask that you just take this song deeply into your heart. Take this hurt, tea this cup. I've been drinking from it long enough. Let it spill all the poison that it holds. I am thirsty, not for this. I can taste on my lips the sweet nectar flooding this soul. Oh, lift me up, make me well. So when my heart love make me well, make me well, make me well, make me well. Lift me up, make me whole, make me peaceful in my soul. It is well, it is well, it is well. Take this anger and its conscience. There's no safety in these trenches. Let this battle finally be won. I wanna fight for peace, not war. Will my soul to truth only for opening and letting this soul pour. Lift me up, make me well. So when my heart love makes well, make me well, make me well, make me well. Lift me up, make me whole, make me peaceful in my soul. It is well, it is well, it is well. Take this fear from my head. I want to wear a crown instead, made with jewels of compassion, courage, grace, and love. Move these mountains, lift these waves. I haven't lost, I haven't faith. I've been forged by reveal. I am healed. Lift me up, make me well. So when my heart love makes well, make me well, make me well, make me well. Lift me up,
make me well, lift me up, make me whole, make me peaceful in my soul. It is well, 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 it is well.
It is well. It is well. It is well. All is well. I'll be right back.
It is well. It is well. The next and final stage of grief is acceptance. Accepting that it is well, that it is, that there is a reason, there is a purpose greater than we could possibly understand, that can move us through this time. And it is well to hold the grief and the sadness and to let it flow through you so that it doesn't get stuck within you. And accepting that grief, accepting the pain, accepting the place that you're in right now and seeing it as okay and as whole, as part of what you need to feel right now. And accepting where we are together in this country and on this planet as a place that we've been walking towards for centuries and centuries. And we are here at this time to help shift the energy and shift these times into a more healing and loving and whole place and planet to live on. And to accept that challenge, to accept all that holds and entails is where we are now.
And if you're not accepting it, you're resisting it.
Mm-hmm, right.
And when you accept it, there's this relief that happens. You know, it's just like when you've been bottled up and you've been holding off from letting that big cry happen, and then suddenly it happens, and there's, while it hurts so much, you feel better afterwards because you've got that relief of accepting and letting it go. And
you're letting yourself go with the energy, with the feelings that you're having, as opposed to fighting them. And that's what acceptance is about. It's not fighting against how you feel or fighting against the reality of where we are. It's accepting it and loving it as it is, just as it is.
And envisioning something better for yourself, better for your fellow beings, and better for this planet.
Moving that energy into something better. One foot on the shore, one in the boat. Ready to make a move, will you sink or float? Time just time to choose. You know what you have to do. There is something better for you, yeah. Torn apart, ripped in two. Fairy tale you believe in not come true. Let go of someone you love the most. Hardest thing you've had to do. There is something better for you. Gotta believe it, wanna receive it. Something better for you. Hey, more. There is something better for you. Tides are lifting, tides are shifting. Something better for you. Hey, more. There is something better. There is something better. There is something better for you and better, better. There is something better. There is something better. There is something better for you. Yeah. Bottom fell out, the roof caved in. Rug pulled out from where you stand. Firing squad putting into your means. Now what will you do? There is something better for you, yeah. Wounded wing too confused to fly. Turn your trembling heart from the wall. Show it the sky. Turn the page on tragedy. Tell yourself a better story. There is something better for you. Gotta believe it, wanna receive it. Something better for you. Hang on, there is something better for you. Tides are lifting, tides are shifting. Something better for you. Hang on, there is something better. There is something better. There is something better for you and better, better. There is something better. There is something better. There is something better for you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Put on mask on God's face. Never felt worthy of amazing grace. Till you fell to your knees and prayed. You heard what love has to say. There is something better for you. Gotta believe it, wanna receive it. Something better for you. Hang on, there is something better for you. Got to lift it, try to shift it. Something better for you. Hang on, there is something better. There is something better. There is something better for you. Yeah, yeah. There is something better. There is something better. There is something better for you. Oh, 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 oh. Joy over pain, light over dark, love over fear is the prayer of my heart. Joy over pain, light over dark, love over fear is the prayer of my heart. Joy Well, you know, there really, really is. Thank you all for going on this journey with us tonight, opening your heart, letting yourself feel any pain or grief that you've been feeling and experiencing as it surfaces this week. Your assignment of divinement is to let yourself feel it. Don't get busy. Don't move past it. Don't flip on a screen and try to ignore your way out of it. Just let yourself feel it. You're not going to stay stuck there. You're going to stay stuck if you don't feel it. Let yourself feel any kind of pain, frustration, grief that you're having, that you've been having, and let yourself go through that whole cycle and come out the other side feeling lighter, more clear, more hopeful, more grounded.
And if you know where you're located, and you know right now I'm located in sadness, or I'm located in despair, if you know, it's just like with your GPS. If you don't want to be there and you don't want those feelings, you've got to feel them, and then have in your mind and in your heart a vision for where you want to go to that destination, and that helps you. It helps, you know, once you've released those feelings, now you can put some motion in that emotion and head towards that destination of something better.
You mean follow the yellow road?
Yeah. I mean, there wouldn't be rainbows if there weren't rain. That's what I mean.
You mean there wouldn't be shadows if you weren't surrounded by light?
That's what I mean.
You mean we're out of the woods, we're out of the dark, we're into the light. Step out of the dark and into the light.
That's what I mean. Yeah, and I wish I was Glinda and I was in a big...
You mean you're not? Because you could really use one of those bubbles, couldn't you?
I totally... Yeah, I would
They
love
actually
that.
have those.
And the wand.
Oh, yes.
And
the crown.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, thank you. I just...
Oh my God, can we do
I
Wizard
think
of
there's
Oz two-woman show?
No. I don't think we could, because there's a lot of characters in there.
There's a lot of characters in here.
Oh, well,
And in
maybe you
there.
could.
Yeah, stay tuned. That'll be our next show. There is hope. There's always hope. There's always a rainbow, a promise that shines right after the tears from heaven fall. That's when the rainbow comes to remind us that life is full of color, every spectrum, and when you look for the beauty, you can find it. Follow the yellow brick road. Sing along with us now.
wonderful world.
Oh yeah, it's a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon the sun, wake up with clouds of body high. Oh, 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 me, where troubles mount like lemon drops, high above the chimney tops as well. Oh, you gonna find me somewhere over the rainbow, bluebird sky, over the rainbow. Why, oh why can't if happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
You can.
you absolutely can. Can't you, Lovin'? Come here, Lovin'. Come here and tell
You
him.
want to come say hi?
Come here. Come here. Come here and tell him you can. Tell him. Hold on. Wait.
He wants to tell you.
Tell him how much we love him.
So we love you so, so much. We're here with you. We are here for you. We are going to continue to meet you here on Sunday nights. We're going to continue to meet you right where you are and try to lift you up and add a little more light and joy in your life and fill with you and heal with you, just like this guy.
More and more loving.
More and more loving.
We love you. I love you. Did you
I
hear
love
that?
you. He does, and so do we.